Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. I hope you all are well and doing great. So today I'm back with another video to continue our UCAT test preparation. So as you guys know, we have started our fifth type of decision making, which is Venn diagram, in the last video. And we have completed our 22 questions of this type. Today we're going to start from our next question, that is question number 3 of Venn diagram of decision making. But before we start, I want to tell you that we have made videos on tour tutorial of UCAT test preparation, question bank tutorial, and verbal reasoning practice test questions, and the four other types of decision making practice test questions. So if you are new on this channel, you can watch our last videos on this channel and you can continue it from this video. Okay, so now without any further delay, let's start our first question. In our school, 15 students were asked which subjects they studied. 10 students studied both history and geography. 12 students studied geography but not history. The number who studied history but not geography was the same as those who studied neither. So the question is that how many students in total studied history? Option A 14, option B 22, option C 24, and option D 36. So let's see which option is the correct one. So here we have correct option is option C. This is because we know that 10 students studied both subjects and 12 students studied only geography. So there are two missing values, those who studied history only and those who studied neither subject. So we are told that these two missing values are the same, so we can call them both x. To work out 2x, start with the total number of students and take away the two values we already know. So 50 minus into 10 plus 12 equals to 28. 28 must therefore be the total number of students who studied history only and studied neither. 2x equals to 28 and x equals to 28 by 2. So it means the value of x is 14. The number of students who studied history only is therefore 14. This added to the 10 students who studied both subjects means the 24 students in total studied history. So here we have a Venn diagram by which you can conclude your answer. Geography 12, history we don't know, and the both we have 12. And that's how you can conclude your answer and say that option C is the correct option, that is 24. Next question we have that Sam did a survey to find what type of insurance a group of people have. So here we have this diagram with some shapes. First shape representing life, then an arrow pointing downward represents property, a circle representing health, and a rectangle representing auto. So based on the diagram, which statement is true about all the individuals who have property insurance? Option A, they also have life insurance. Option B, they also have auto insurance. Option C, they have exactly one type of insurance. And option D, they have at least three types of insurance. So let's see which one is the correct option. So here we have correct response is option A. It is correct because the shape representing property insurance, that is arrow, is within the large pentagon that represents life insurance. So all those with property insurance have life insurance. So that's why we can say that option A is the correct option. B is incorrect because the arrow takes up only part of the area of the rectangle representing auto insurance. So not all those with property insurance also have auto insurance. C is incorrect because the arrow overlaps with all other shapes, so they all have more than one insurance. D is incorrect because the arrow overlaps with just one shape in one place, two shapes in another place, and three shapes in another place. So they have different numbers of insurance. So that's why we can say that other options are incorrect, and we have the right option is option A, that says that they also have life insurance. A store sold three different types of tiles to 32 customers. The customers bought one, two, or all three types of tiles. 16 customers bought slate tiles, and one customer bought marble and slate tiles only. 12 customers bought marble and cement tiles. 6 customers only bought slate tiles. 7 customers bought all three types of tiles, and 3 customers only bought marble tiles. So how many customers bought cement tiles only? Option A 6, option B 7, option C 8, and option D 9. So here we have the correct response is option C. From the information given, we can work out the following diagram. You can also draw your answers like this diagram on the notebook that is given to you during your test, and a pen, so you can draw these type of calculations. It will be easy to choose a right option. So here we have slate, that is 6, marble 3, and that is included both slate and marble, it is 1. Then we have cement 8, cement and slate is 2, cement and marble is 5, and that is included 3 of them is 7. So 8 customers bought cement tiles only. That's why we have the right option is option C. So next we have a diagram. First we have a red color. It represented this number 68. Then we have white and rosé. On one particular day, a wine club delivered 298 cases of wine to members. The cases contain either red, white, or rosé wines. Some cases were mixed with either 2 or 3 different wines. The diagram gives some information about the number of cases that were delivered. How many cases containing red wine were delivered? Option A 55, option B 68, option C 155, and option D 210. So correct response is option D. It is correct because the missing value in the diagram, cases with red and white wine, can be calculated as 298 minus into 68 plus 48. We will add these values first, and then with the answer of this values we will subtract it from 298, and then we will get 55. Therefore, the number of cases containing red wines is 68 plus 33 plus 54 plus 55 equals to 210. That's how we can say we have the correct option is option D, which is 210 is the number of cases containing red wine that were delivered. So in a new casino, blackjack, poker, roulette, and solitaire are played. So here we have this diagram. You can take a look at this one. Triangle represented blackjack, circle representing poker, and then we have a roulette, solitaire. So based on the diagram, which of the following statements is true? Option A, blackjack was played by the most people. Option B, 3 people played blackjack and poker only. Option C, 17 people played all 4 games. Option D, 39 people played only one game. So the correct option is option A. A is correct because the sum of all the values in the triangle is 77, which is the highest of all the other games. Poker is 74, roulette is 62, and solitaire is 53. And B is incorrect because only one person played blackjack and poker only. C is incorrect because 13 people played all 4 games. And D is incorrect because 42 people played only one game. That is 10 plus 9 plus 4 plus 19. So that's how we can say we have a correct option is option A, that is blackjack was played by the most people. A survey was conducted to find the type of assets that a group of people have. So here we have a diagram, as you guys can see, and this rectangle represented land and hexagon representing buildings. This rhombus representing fixtures and fittings, circle representing motor vehicles. So based on the diagram, which statement is true about all the people in the group who have the greatest number of assets? Option A, they have all four assets. Option B, they do not have buildings. Option C, they do not have motor vehicles. Option D, they have land, fixtures and fittings. So here we have option D as a correct option, but option A is incorrect because there is no region where all shapes overlap. B is incorrect because the maximum number of shapes that overlap is 3. B is incorrect because the maximum number of shapes that overlap is 3. The hexagon, rhombus and rectangle or the circle. Rectangle and rhombus. Therefore, the people in the group that have the greatest number of assets may have the buildings. So that's why we have correct option. C option is also correct, incorrect. For the same reason as above, the circle, rectangle and rhombus so the people in the group that have the greatest number of assets may have motor vehicles. And then we have option D. It is correct because the rectangle, that is land and fixtures and fittings, that is rhombus, feature in both sets of 3 overlapping shapes. Therefore, land and fixtures and fittings are 2 assets owned by all the people in the group who have the greatest number of assets. So that's why we have the correct option is option D. The 4 shapes below represent the personal preferences of a group of people. Each person belongs to at least one of these categories and some may belong to more. So here we have first triangle shape which represents like chocolate, and second shape that is square shape, it represents drink milk. Rounded rectangle represents go to the gym. Oval shape represents love cats. So here we have a Venn diagram of all these shapes. So based on the diagram, which of the following statements is correct? Option A, no person who likes chocolate also loves cats. Option B, no person who loves cats also goes to the gym. Option C, everyone who goes to the gym also drinks milk. Option D, everyone who drinks milk also goes to the gym. So here we have a correct option is option D, and option A is incorrect because there are regions in the light chocolate set that overlap with the Love Cats set. B is incorrect because there are regions in the Love Cats set that overlap with the Go to the Gym set. C is incorrect because the diagram shows it is possible go to the gym and not drink milk. Option D is correct because the drink milk set is a subset of the go to the gym set. So here we have a correct option is option D, which says everyone who drinks milk also goes to the gym. Next we have question number 30 that says as part of the progression through a large company, employees were judged on their skills. The diagram shows the number of employees with various skills. So here we have these diagrams. First one representing literacy skills, and the second motor skills, and then we have numeracy skills, team skills, and then we have these Venn diagram of all these shapes. So how many employees were judged as having exactly 3 skills? Option A 16, option B 17, and option C 20, and option D 23. So here we have a correct response is option B. A is incorrect because it is calculated using the region where all 4 shapes overlap and omits the region where the oval, trapezium and hexagon overlap. So that's why option A is incorrect. Option B is correct because B is correct. B is correct because 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 2 equals 17, which are the numbers from where 3 shapes overlap. Then we have option C. It is incorrect because it calculates the regions where 3 shapes overlap and the region where the hexagon and the irregular quadrilateral overlap. Option D is incorrect because it calculates the regions where three shapes overlap and the region where all four shapes overlap. So here we have a correct option is option B, which is 17. So 17 are the number of employees who were judged as having exactly three skills. Next we have a question number 31, which says a group of people were asked about the types of venue they had attended in the last year. The diagram gives some information about their replies. First, we have about concert, then cinema, theater, stadium, and then we have this Venn diagram of all these shapes. So, how many of these peoples had gone to no more than two types of venue? Option A 17, option B 19, and option C 61, and option D 63. So here we have these four options. Let's see which one does follow the statement of the question and which one is not the correct option. So here we have correct option is option C. A is incorrect because it calculates people who had visited only two venues. Option B is incorrect because it calculates people who had visited two and three types of venue. C is correct because 10 plus 16 plus 13 plus 5 equals 44. People visited just one venue, and 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 8 equals 17 visited exactly two venues. Therefore, 44 plus 17 equals 61. Then we have option D, which is also incorrect as it calculates those who had visited no more than three types of venue. So now you can see that why option C is the correct, which is the 16 number of people who had gone to no more than two types of venue. Next we have the diagram gives some information about the music preferences of 51 people. The music genres included are blues, folk, jazz, and rock. So here we have this shape representing blues. Then we have a jazz, oval representing rock, and triangle representing folk. So based on this diagram, which of the following statement is correct? Option A. Fewer people liked folk than those who liked jazz. Option B. More than twice as many people liked rock as those who did not like rock. Option C. More people did not like jazz than those who did not like blues. Option D. The most popular genre had over twice as many likes as the least popular genre. So let's see which option is the correct option and which one is not the correct one. So here we have option C as the correct option. And why the other options are correct? So option A is incorrect because 1 plus 5 plus 3 plus 6 equals 15 people liked folk, and the 4 plus 10 equals 14 people liked jazz. So more people liked folk than jazz. That's why we have option A is the incorrect option. Then we have option B. It is incorrect because 5 plus 7 plus 4 plus 9 plus 3 equals 28. So 28 people liked rock, and 6 plus 10 plus 6 plus 1 equals 23 people did not like rock. So less than twice as many people liked rock as those who did not like rock. Then we have option C, which is correct because 6 plus 7 plus 1 plus 5 plus 3 plus 9 plus 6 equals 37 people who did not like jazz, and 4 plus 9 plus 3 plus 6 plus 10 equals 32 people that did not like blues. So more people did not like jazz than those who did not like blues. Option D is incorrect because the most popular genre is rock and the least popular genre is jazz, which is exactly twice the amount of people. So here we have our option C is the correct option, which says more people did not like jazz than those who did not like blues. So here we have option C as the correct option. Next we have question number 33, which says some people were asked which flavors they liked from toffee, curry and mint. Everyone liked at least one flavor. The number of people who liked curry flavors only was half the number of people who liked both toffee flavor and mint flavor only. 5 people liked all three flavors. If the people who liked curry flavor are represented by an oval, the people who liked toffee flavor by a square, and the people who liked mint flavor by a pentagon. So then which of the following diagrams best represents the information? So option A have this diagram, option B representing this diagram, and here we have option C with this diagram, option D representing this diagram. So let's see which one is the correct option and which one is the not. So here we have option B as correct one. A is incorrect because only 4 people liked all three flavors. B is correct because 5 people liked all 3 flavors, and the number of people who liked curry flavor only 4 was half the number of people who liked both toffee flavor and flavor only, that is 8. C is incorrect as 6 people liked only curry and 3 people liked both toffee flavor and mint flavor only. D is incorrect as 5 people liked only curry and 7 people liked both toffee flavor and mint flavor only. So here we have a correct option is option B, which have this diagram like this. Next we have the following symbols represent different ways of commuting to work: bus, train, bicycle. More people used a bus than a bicycle. More than half the people who were participated in the study commuted by train. So which of the following diagrams best show this information? So first we have option A with these shapes and the numbers. Then we have option B representing this diagram, and option C representing this diagram and the number of people. Then we have option D with this diagram. So let's see which diagram best relates the information that is given in the above lines. So here we have option C as the correct option. A is correct because the diagram shows the 36 people took part in the study, but only 5 plus 4 plus 8 equals to 17 used the train. So it fails the second criterion as this is less than half. B is incorrect because 8 plus 9 equals 17 people used a bus, and 7 plus 12 equals 19. So 19 people used a bicycle, so it fails the first criterion. C is correct because 33 people took part in the study, and 12 plus 8 plus 2 equals 22 used a train, satisfying the second criterion. 8 plus 4 equals 12. People used a bus, and 7 plus 2 equals 9. People used a bicycle, satisfying the first criterion. So D is incorrect because 35 people took part in the study, but only 5 plus 8 plus 2 equals 15 used in the train. So it fails the second criterion as this is less than half. So here we have a correct option is option C. So this diagram best represents the data that is given above in the passage. Trainee chefs were asked how many times they had used the following species in their cooking: cinnamon, cloves, and ginger. The trainees used cinnamon the same number of times as they used cloves. They used exactly 2 of the spices on 14 occasions. So, which diagram best represents this information? Option A, having this diagram, and you can see at the shapes and then at the numbers. Then we have this option B, how the shapes are arranged within the numbers. Option C, representing this diagram. And then we have option D, that represents this diagram. So let's see which diagram best represents the data or information that is given above. So here we have option C is the correct option, and option A is incorrect because they used exactly 2 of the spices on 1 plus 4 plus 8 equals 13 occasions rather than 14. B is incorrect because cinnamon was used 12 plus 2 plus 5 plus 4 equals 23 times, and cloves were used 5 plus 4 plus 8 plus 5 equals 22 times. So note the same number of times, and C is correct because cinnamon and cloves were both used 22 times. That is 12 plus 1 plus 5 plus 4 equals 22, and 5 plus 4 plus 8 plus 5 equals 22, and they used exactly 2 of the spices on 5 plus 1 plus 8 equals 14 occasions. D is incorrect because cinnamon was used 12 plus 1 plus 3 plus 4 equals 20 times, and cloves were used 3 plus 4 plus 10 plus 5, that is equals 22 times. So note the same number of times. That's why we have option D is the incorrect option, and here we have the option C is the correct option. That's how it represented the data that is given above. Next we have the diagram shows information about some people and the types of programs they watched last week. So here we have this Venn diagram. It represented like this. First diagram represented soap, then we have a shape that represented documentary, rhombus representing music, square representing comedy, and then we have a hexagon representing quiz. So based on the diagram, which one of the following statement is true? Option A, at least one person watched 4 different types of program. Option B, If a person watched a comedy program, then they also watched a quiz. Option C, at least one person watched a music program, a soap, and a quiz. Option D, if a person did not watch a music program, they must have watched a documentary. Option B is the correct option. A is incorrect because there is no part of the diagram where four regions overlap. B is correct because the square is embedded in the hexagon. C is incorrect because the overlap of the pentagon and the trapezium, that is SOP, does not overlap the hexagon. And option D is incorrect because the region outside the pentagon includes many regions which are not in the triangle, that is documentary. So here we have option B as the correct option, which says if a person watched a comedy program, then they also watched a quiz. So this one is the right option. Next we have question number 37. It says the diagram gives information about the number of students studying courses within a biology department. So here we have this Venn diagram given. The numbers are within this diagram. First shape of this diagram represents botany. Second represents genetics. Third, ecology. And fourth, we have human biology. So based on the diagram, which of the following statements is correct? Option A, 12 more students study ecology than botany. Option B, there are 48 students not studying genetics. Option C, there are 21 students who study exactly two courses. Option D, 13 more students study human biology than study genetics. So here we have these options. So let's see which one is the correct option we have. So correct option is option C. And option A is incorrect because the number studying ecology is 32 and the number studying botany is 17. So it means 32 minus 17 equals 15. B is incorrect because 2 plus 7 plus 10 plus 3 plus 2 plus 8 plus 5 plus 7 equals 44. So that's why it is incorrect. C is correct because 5 plus 2 plus 7 plus 6 plus 1 equals 21, which is the exact number that is given in the option. D is incorrect because the number studying human biology is 5 plus 3 plus 4 plus 7 plus 10 plus 1 equals 30. So here we have the correct option is option C, which says there are 21 students who study exactly two courses. Next we have question number 38, which says 50 students were asked which types of cultural visits had they made in the last year: cinema, theatre, museum. All students had made at least one visit. No students had been to the theatre and the cinema. 10 students had been to the cinema and the museum. Twice as many had been to the theatre and the museum. 9 students had been to just the museum. 7 students had been to just the cinema. So how many students? More students had made a visit to the museum than had made a visit to the theatre. 9 students had been to just the museum. 7 students had been to just the cinema. So how many students had made a visit to the museum than had made a visit to the theatre? So here we have option A as 5, option B 15, option C 19, and option D 25. So the correct response is option B, which says, so this represented the diagram cinema, then we have theatre, and then we have museum. So the number who made a visit to the museum is 39. The number who made a visit to the theatre is 24. So the difference is 15 more. That's why we have a correct option is option B, which is 15 more students. Next we have the diagram gives information about the genres of dance students could study at a college. Here we have this diagram. First represented folk, then we have a ballet, modern, ballroom. Based on the diagram, which of the following statements best describes a possible combination of dance courses? Option A, students could study ballroom as well as folk and modern genres of dance. Option B, no one who studied ballet and folk or folk and modern could also study ballroom. Option C, students who study both folk and ballroom could also study ballroom and modern. Then we have option C, students who study both folk and ballroom could also study ballroom and modern. Option D, no student could study more than 2 genres of dance. So here we have option B is the correct option. And option A is incorrect because the triangle, that is ballroom, does not have a region in common with the intersection of the pentagon, folk, and the rounded rectangle, modern. B is correct because neither the region common to the hexagon and the pentagon, ballet and folk, nor the region common to the pentagon and rounded rectangle have a part which overlaps the triangle. C is incorrect because the region common to the pentagon and the triangle does not have a part which overlaps the region common to the triangle and the rounded rectangle. Option D is incorrect because the pentagon, hexagon, and rounded rectangle have a region in common. The that folk, ballet, and modern. So that's how we have a correct option is B. Next we have that the diagram gives the information about the number of students in a hall of residence who had watched four Asian countries play cricket. So here we have this diagram, the numbers within these shapes. First represented India, then we have Pakistan, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. So based on the diagram, how many students had watched both India and Pakistan or had watched Sri Lanka but not Bangladesh? Option A 22, option B 30, option C 53 and option D 66. Option A is incorrect because it omits the number who just watched Sri Lanka, that is 30 minus 8 equals 22. B is correct because the region where the square overlaps hexagon has 10 students. The region of the rounded rectangle outside the rectangle has 26 students, of which 6 also watched India and Pakistan. So it is equals to 30. C is incorrect because it is the number who watched India and the number who watched Pakistan minus the number who watched Bangladesh, Pakistan and Sri Lanka. D is incorrect because it is the number who watched India and the number who watched Pakistan plus the number who watched just Sri Lanka and the number who just watched Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. So here we have correct option is option B, which is 30. Next we have here is some information about the methods some students use to keep fit: cycling, swimming, running. No students used all three methods. 16 used exactly two methods. 13 students used only running. 12 students used both cycling and swimming. So how many students used running to keep fit? Option A 17, option B 25, option C 29 and option D 41. So here we have a correct response is option A, cycling, swimming and running with these numbers. So here we have this equation by which we can conclude that it is the equal number of 17. So option A is the correct option. The diagram gives information about courses some medical professionals were interested in taking: medical law, medical ethics, and medical IT. 4 of the professionals were interested in all 3 courses. 38 of the professionals were interested in taking just one course. Fewer than 39 of the professionals were interested in medical law or medical IT, but not medical ethics. So which diagram best represents the above data? So option A having this diagram, option B representing this diagram, C representing this, and option D having this diagram. So option A is the correct option as the numbers or criteria that do not satisfy the conditions given in the question are shown circled. The only row without a circle is row A. So here we have diagrams A, B, C, D and all 3 courses 4, 4, 5 and 4. Then we have just one course. That's how we can say option A is the correct option. This diagram best suited the information that is given above in the passages. So this is the last question of the Venn diagram of decision making. We will continue our last type of decision making in the next video. If you have any confusion, you can ask me in the comment section. If you wanted to buy any best-selling book or any other household product, you can buy it from our website, which link is given in the description box. So I'll be back with another video. Till then, just take care and goodbye.